Hi friends, welcome to Selenium with Java sessions. Today we will see how to configure Selenium with Java in our machine. Okay, let's start it. So we are going to see how to do configure Selenium with Java. Okay, so we are saying that we are learning Selenium in Java language. Of course, we know that Selenium supports in different languages, Java, Python, even JavaScript or Node.js. Okay, so different C sharp, extra, even Ruby on Rails. So here we are going to see in Java. So first we need to configure Java in our machine because we are trying to learn Selenium in Java language, which is nothing but we are trying to create or write a code in Java language. Okay, so for that first we need to do configuration related to Java in our machine. When I say Java configuration, it's very simple. We need to download the Java components and we need to install in our machine. Clear? If I say Java components, which is nothing but Java consists of two components. One is JDK and another one is JRE. Got my point? So JDK is nothing but Java development kit, which is essential for to do any Java related development work. Okay, so we must need JDK in our machine. JRE is a Java runtime environment. Okay, if it is good to have, even if you not install, it's okay. You can do automation. Got my point? You can do automation nothing but you can develop your scripts and you can automate your scripts if you install JDK in your machine. Now we will see how we can download and how we are going to install in our machine. It's very simple. So just Google it JDK. The version we are using is 8. Simply Google it JDK 8 and we can download it. Now let's see how we can do it and I will show you the way to download everything. Let's go for Google. Got my point? And I'm going for JDK 8 download. Simply just download it. Okay, so this is the URL. Here we can see Oracle, Java Technologies and JDK 8. Simply go to it. So this is the page. Okay, so you can see different JDK downloads for different machines, nothing but operating systems. Okay, and here my machine is Windows 64. Okay, I can simply download this one. Got my point? So depend upon your machine, depend upon your bit, if it is 86 bit or if it is 64 bit or 32 bit, and if it is a Mac, Linux. Okay, so this is a page consists of all the JDK with respect to different operating systems. Okay, so for me, for the persons who are using the Windows 64, simply download this one. Okay, when you go for download it will navigate to login page, so you have to create a account in oracle.com and you can download it. Clear? So once you download it, it is nothing but a simple .exe file. So double click on it, it will install it. Simply follow next. Okay, it is pretty straightforward. So that is the way how we can download and install JDK 8 in our machine. And again similarly Google it for JRE8 also. Okay, same, let's say JRE8 download. So this is the URL. Again just go to the URL and this is a page, same page, different JRE8 downloads with respect to operating system. Again Windows 64-bit, if you are using it, simply download it. It will navigate to login page and log into your account and download it. Again this is also pretty simple .exe file, so double click and next, finish. That's it. Okay, so this is how this is what we need to install related to Java. Clear? So what we are done? We are done with downloading and installing JDK 8 and JRE8. Okay. Now after that, now if I install it, where it will be installed? The location. The default location will be in C. Okay. And program files. And here it will automatically create a Java folder. So inside the Java folder, if you observe here, JDK 8 as well as a JRE 8. Okay, now going for JDK, this is your location, and JRE, and this is the JRE. Okay, so in short, this is a default location where your Java will be installed. Got my point? Okay, then. So we are pretty much good. Okay, we download JDK and JRE and we install in our machine. And if I go to the program files, Java, I can see those files. Now the next point, what we need to do. We need to do a simple one more configuration related to Java. Okay, that is nothing but creation or adding environment variable. Okay, this is also very simple. Okay, so we need to add a one environment variable related to Java in our machine. To do that, what we need to do here is very simple. Just to go to your my computer. This is your my computer or this PC icon. Right click and go to the properties. Okay, and this is your advanced system settings. Click on it. If you click on advanced system settings, and different tabs will be there, and you can see the advanced tab. In advanced tab, just click on environment variables. So here is the place where you can add the different types of or different environment variables. Okay, so now we are going to add environment variable related to Java, and this is something like user level, and this is something system level. I prefer to add a system level so that even different user is logged into your machine, it will work. Okay, now I'm clicking on the new because I'm going to add new variable. So for Java we need to name like this, Java underscore home. So nothing but my Java home folder. Okay, our home directory. So what is the home directory here? See, I said already, okay, even Java consists of two components, JDK and JRE. We need JDK. JDK is the essential one which actually helpful for development work. Okay, so I'm just going to a JDK. We need to give a JDK folder or JDK directory location. This is my JDK directory location. I simply copying it, and let's come to this here. I'm just giving my JDK location. So this is a home nothing but a home directory. Okay, now click OK. Now let's see, it is added. See, this is a Java home. Again, after this, what we need to do, and we have one more variable called path. We need to edit it. Here we need to specify actual executable file of your Java. Okay, so this is a JDK and this is your JDK home directory. Here if you see, there is no actual executable file. If you go to the bin folder, here you can see java.exe. Okay, so these are the actual executable files. So we need to point this to our machine. Okay, so that your operating system automatically recognize Java related stuff and it will start executing. Clear my point? So see, this is a java.exe actual executable file. Okay, now how I can do it? Okay, so what I will do here is I'm simply adding one more environment here. So if you want to call any created variables here, just give the percentage Java underscore home. So this is the variable we just created, right? So what it will do, it will just bring you up to JDK directory. Okay, so it will bring you up to this one. After that, what we need to do, we need to go inside your bin folder. Okay, so simply go for slash and bin. That's it. Okay, because we need to give our actual executor which is inside your bin. Okay, so this is what we need to do here. So this is inside your path. This is a path. So edit it and add it. So edit it and add this one. Got my point? So this is a configuration we need to do related to Java. That's it. It's over. Let's click OK, 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 and just close it. Okay, and again close this everything. So I hope this is clear, right? So simply and download JDK, download JRE. Just Google it, you can easily find it and install it. All these are .exe files, so pretty easy. Click on next, next, next. Okay, and if you want to see where it is installed, go to the C, program files and Java. This is a default folder location. If you change it, okay, then the installation will be there in your changed folder. Okay, so but if you doesn't do any customizations, by default here is the place it will install. And after installation, what we need to do? We need to do on environment variable. So what is the name of that? Java underscore home. And this is your name, and the location is pretty simple. We need to go for Java folder. Let me go here, 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 and here, and this is a JDK. Okay, and again in path we need to give actual executable file. How we will call it? Percentage java underscore home percentage slash bin, because bin contains actual executable file. That's it. We are done with environment variable. So that's it about the Java. This is clear. Okay, so just installation and giving the or creating a one variable. That's it. Now what we need to do? So where we write our Java program. So surely see, if I want to write in a text or English, I'm just using my notepad. Similarly, if I want to write something related to Java, okay, we need one editor, right? So for that we are using Eclipse. Okay, so Eclipse is also an open source tool. Straight away you can Google it and download it. Okay, so let's say Google. So simply go for Eclipse download, or simply if you say even Eclipse, it will give you download page. Okay, so Eclipse download. So this is the Eclipse downloads URL. You can come here. Okay, so this is a place where you can straight away download and install it. Okay, so don't confuse here if you are first time coming to this page. Okay, when I come to say Eclipse, Eclipse will be available in two ways. One is a .exe file and another one is a zip file. Okay, so if you download it, it is nothing but a exe file you can install in your machine. Okay, but most of the people will use a zip type. So for that, go to the download packages. See here you can see the different packages. Okay, so you can use any one. You can go for enterprise Java developers or a Java developers. Both are same for our Selenium automation purpose. So usually I use this one. Okay, even if I take this one, I can go for little bit advanced Java programming also, which is really not needed for our Selenium automation. But anyhow, okay, it is up to wish. You can download this one or this one. Just go through your system versions and operating systems and just straight away download it. Okay, so these are zip. Okay, this is the location. So this location will contain zip files. Got my point? Usually everybody, most of the people will use zip. Of course I'm using only zip from very long time. I prefer zip. Okay, so what we do here, simply extract the zip. Okay, extract. So you will see the folder. You will see Eclipse folder if you extract it. Let me come to my zip here and go to my folder. So I downloaded this particular version Eclipse. Okay, so this is the Eclipse I'm using, a little bit old. Okay, so Oxygen 3 is something I'm using it. So after I extracted it on my zip version, inside it you can find Eclipse folder. Okay, so if you are using the 64 machine, okay, if it is too slow, okay, so the simple thing what we need to do here is, here you can see one configuration file and simply edit it by using your notepad. Okay, so just change this one. Initially it will be under 200 something, so just give it to 512, then it will work little bit fast. Okay, nothing but you are giving little bit more memory to your Eclipse. Okay, especially this is very much required if you are using in 64-bit machines. Okay, fine. Now what I need to do? So I downloaded Eclipse and I extracted it and simply double click on your Eclipse icon. That's it. Okay. Even if you are installed it, no problem. You can find the Eclipse icon. Simply double click on it. Then what happen? See, it will always ask you a workspace. Okay. So let's come to here. What I'm done? I'm just simply double click on Eclipse. So I just double click on Eclipse. So what it will do means it will ask you to choose workspace. Okay, so what is workspace? Workspace is nothing but a simple folder or a location where I'm going to save my work. That's it. Because in Eclipse we'll open it, we'll do lot of program, right? Okay, to do programming we create a folders, files, etc, etc, etc. Somewhere I'm going to save all my stuff, so we will call it as a workspace. That's it. Okay, so now you need to choose a place where you are going to save all your work. Okay, now I'm choosing I'm it's your wish. Click on the browser and on browse you can navigate to all your files, system partitions. Wherever you want you can create a folder and you can save it. Now I'm just created one folder called workspace. So if you want to create a folder, simply go to your required partition, click on new folder. It will create a folder something like this and rename it. That's it. So similar way I create a folder here and named it as a workspace. Okay, click on OK. So what happens is all my work will be saved here. That's it. Okay, click on launch. For the first time it may take a couple of seconds. Okay, when you are just now install and trying to open Eclipse, surely it will take a couple of seconds. For the next time onwards, okay. Okay, so this is the help page, the starting welcome page. Let me expand it. So for the first time you will get it, and here is a always show welcome at startup. Okay, if you uncheck it, next time onwards it will show you this welcome page. Okay, now click on workbench. You can see the icon on the right top. Okay, click on workbench. This is your workbench. Okay, so this is a brand new how it will look like. Get my point? So once I go on to the Eclipse, okay, now what I want to do here is, okay, simply only thing is now I'm trying to code in a code Java language or trying to develop something in Java language. Okay, so I need to set my Eclipse prospect to related to Java. Okay, so for that simply click on here icon called open prospect to right top. Sorry, choose here Java. Okay, presently it is by default in Java EE, but I want in Java, so I'm choosing Java. Open. Now let's say little bit change. Okay, now I'm in Java prospect 2. That's it. So always go for Java prospect. How we can do it? We can do from the open perspective. Okay, okay, fine. Now how we need to start our Java coding. Okay, so just follow, it's very simple. What we do here is first, very first, what we do, we simply create a one Java project. Okay, now let's see, go to the file and I'm going to the new. Here there is an option called Java project. Click on it. See, give your project name. Okay, now I'm simply giving uh, Selenium sessions and straight away click on finish. That's it. See, your project is created. just expand it, you will see one SH folder and you can see one JRE library. Okay, Eclipse straight away brought JRE library, don't worry about that. And Eclipse straight away create SH folder. These are the default taken care by Eclipse, don't worry. So you simply created a one project. Okay, then what next? Okay, so the standard processor is procedure is, once you created a folder, of course we know automatically one src folder is created. In src folder you have to create src nothing but a source code where we are going to implement all our code in this particular folder. Okay, so the coding related stuff must contain inside of this particular folder. That's it. Okay, now here first what we do here is we will create one package. Okay, this is a standard. Inside a package we can have the Java classes. So Java classes is nothing but a sort of, you can take the example of this notepad. In this particular notepad I'm just writing the instructions related to configuration. Similar way, one class and which consists of one logic, okay, or some work related to that particular class. What my point? In a short, class where we are going to do some coding. That's it. Okay, so of course we do coding in the classes, but those classes must be inside your package. Okay, so when I say what is a package, it's simple. It's just a collection of classes in a meaningful way. That's it. Okay, I will explain a little bit more. First we'll create here. Okay, now let's go to the src. Now what I am doing is I am simply right clicking on my src. I am going for new and the package. Okay, now how I am going to name this particular package? Just observe here, I am just going in a standard way. You can give straight away name something like Selenium, etc, 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 but as for standard we will give something like this. Okay, com dot, okay, sessions dot, so usually com dot nothing but a company, or some people use org dot. Okay, and can go for your simply project. Okay, dot module. Okay, let's say module 1. Finish it. Okay, this is a little bit a realistical way we used to give here. Okay, com dot project dot module dot com dot company dot, like that. Okay, don't worry about that. So, and the project dot and the module 1, see I'm just giving it as a module 1, nothing but, so I'm just going to collect classes related to module 1. That's it. Okay, I can create one more package also, com.project.module2, nothing but I'm going to create classes related to another module. Okay, so now we got the good point, right? Package, it's only useful to collect related classes. Okay, to give a little bit more explanation to avoid the confusions, so what is exactly package will do. So let's imagine everybody knows the Gmail. Okay, so in the Gmail we have, let's say, inbox. Okay, and we have compose. Okay, and we have the sent mail also. So like that we have different functionalities. Okay, let's say to implement my inbox, okay, I may need around 15 classes, let's say. Okay, and the compose, to implement it or to work on it, I may need, let's say, 10 classes. Okay, for the sent, let's say again I need around 8 classes. Let's take example. So instead of placing all 15 plus 10 plus 8 in one src folder, what I will do here is I will create a one package, let's say com.google.inbox, and I will just inside that package I will place my 15 classes. I will create my 15 classes again for compose, again for my send. Now you got a clear idea, right? So it's very helpful, packages are very helpful. Okay, so now let's come to here. I just created one package. Now what I want to do, inside a package I need to create a one class. So choose your package, right click, go for new and go for class. Okay, now give the class name. Class name always starts with a capital letter. Okay, now I am giving let's say hmm, config test something like this. This is our first class, or simply go for session 1 so that we can have, okay, session 1 something like this. And I'm going to select static void main. Okay, so we need a main method to execute our Java code. Of course in future we don't use it, but time being just make a note that we need to check this one. Okay, once you check this particular checkbox, public static void menu, so that particular method is automatically created in your Java class. Let's say finish it. Okay, so see, this particular method is automatically created. If you didn't selected that particular checkbox, you don't see this particular method. Okay, so main method is important. Okay, so whatever written in the main method only execute it. Okay, in future we don't use it, but to avoid the confusion, first stick to this particular point as of now. Okay, so main method is important. Whatever I will write inside this particular method, those things only executed. Okay, and simply now removing this particular comment. So here what I will do, so now I'm just trying to print something in my console. To do that I will go for sysout and control space. Okay, it's okay. System out.println. Always make a handy of control space. If you type something and press control and space, it will give you suggestions. Okay, now here I am going as welcome. Okay, we are done with configuration. That's it, we are done. Okay, let me run this particular program. To run it, simply click on the run button, or else right click here and you can go for run also, run as a Java application. Okay, so in both ways we can run your Java code or Java class. Okay, see, welcome, we are done with configuration. I hope everybody understand it. If you have any confusion and difficult, please comment it. Okay, please provide comment. I will try to help you, okay, as much as possible. Okay, see you in next session. Bye.